I got it, boy. What you gonna do now? Shit. What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? Ow, that was my finger. Ah, tricked you. Dumbass. Here. Bring it back. Bring it back. Come on, give me the ball back. He never gives the ball back. Look at that. Give me the ball. So, I'm not gonna chase you. Yeah, we're gonna pull this hood off, get it ready for paint. Windy as hell out here. I'm sure my audio quality is crap. I am going to just sand the absolute shit out of this thing. Just get it ready for some primer. That's my goal here, is I want to get this thing saturated with some primer to try to hide a lot of these imperfections and stuff. We got to get a nice thick coat of primer on here that we can come back and sand and get rid of a lot of the imperfections. I'm going to say this right off the bat. I don't expect the hood to look perfect. It wasn't perfect before I even cut it. You know what I mean? It had a lot of little dings and stuff in it, in which I'm honestly not worried about, man. It's got like a little ripple right here. And no, that is not from me heating it up while welding it. It actually had a dent there prior. just so you know, it wasn't my fault. But anyhow. So I went ahead and I hit all the bare metal with this self-etching primer. Now I am going to go over the whole thing with the U-Pole high build. I have some mixed up already for my gun. Went through and did a little bit of body work on it. Some of the areas that are a little lumpy, I hit it with some Bondo. Nothing crazy. Like I mentioned earlier, I don't care for this thing to be like, well, I want it to look as good as potentially possible without putting a whole lot of effort into it, I should say. I do want it to look good. I don't care to spend hours and hours on this thing, getting all the body work and the thing just perfectly straight, you know what I'm saying? So it's not that I don't have the desire for it to be perfect, I don't have the time to invest in it for it to be perfect. Anyhow. Alright, got that thing primered. As you guys know, we stuck this LED light on here before paint because I think it was going to stick better to the bare metal than it would to paint. Plus, we would have had to wait for the paint to dry, you know what I'm saying? I wanted to put it on right now. Anyhow, the wing for the most part is all primered already. The only thing that doesn't have any primer on it are these little sections underneath. So, just going to hit that really quick. Hitting that stuff first so it can have some time to dry because we need to sand our hood. So we got all this stuff all filled in and looking pretty good, and I went through on the back side. I went ahead and I painted this area already because I just wanted to see how the paint was going to hold up. But I hit all of these seams with seam sealer so that it'll kind of hold it together a little stronger. Seam sealer has some flex to it, and it kind of sealed it all up, you know what I mean? Because when I welded this, there was still a lot of gaps and stuff here and there. Like it's mostly a bunch of tacks. I didn't like solid weld it all the way through because this is really thin metal, and I have very little experience with welding on sheet metal, and I didn't want to warp the living hell out of it. So I just did a bunch of tack welds, closed it all in with some seam sealer. Doesn't have to be perfect. I think it's going to look pretty good for what it is we've got. So now I just need to go over and scuff the primer up really quick. Once this primer dries, do the same, and then we'll be ready to spray. What is up? Yeah, little sweethearts. You guys are spoiled freaking rotten, man. The wing and the hood sprayed last night, and I want to put them on now. But this thing is freaking filthy, dude. So I've been trying to not do too much car wash shit on the channel. I know that kind of gets repetitive, but honestly, here in Arizona, every time you go to work on a car, you basically got to spray it off, because I can wash this car today and tomorrow it's going to be coated in dust once again. Anyhow, I'm going to go ahead and clean it up really quick. I'm not going to record too much of it, but I'm going to do the engine bay and the interior as well this time. I've never really done the interior on this. It's always just kind of been meh, you know, and honestly I've never really cared about it too much, and now it's kind of getting to the point to where it gets enough attention that I think I ought to clean it up a little better. So I wouldn't mind to drive this thing. I think we might take it to a meet here pretty soon. Me and Braven together will roll out in the 2 CRVs. Oh yeah. Well, there it is, man. I'll tell you right now, it looks a lot better with everything blacked out. I was kind of not feeling the wing or the hood, to be honest with you. But now that it's all black, dude, it looks 10 times better. I'm kind of wanting to do something else to the hood. I don't know if I end up doing it. Of course, I'll keep you guys posted. It's kind of just like the wing, bro. I think it needs a little bit more. There's something that is missing, and I think I already know what it is. So it's definitely going to require some more fabrication, but nothing that's going to mess up the paint. But anyhow, definitely looking pretty dope with the whole blacked out look. We need to keep that going, of course. I want to do these headlights and the tail lights, and yes, I seen it in the comments. I most certainly am going to get rid of the factory third brake light. Don't worry, that's got to go now that we have this aftermarket brake light. So I will be removing that. I do want to take that out, and I want to go and get all the windows retinted because it's kind of purple, you know what I'm saying, and I want it darker. These windows don't have any tint, and I also want the windshield done. So I want this thing to be completely blacked out. But I like the direction that it's going, man. It's definitely looking pretty dope, and it's nowhere near done. It's gonna get crazier, believe me. So anyhow, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know it's probably a really quick one, but I'm just trying to get something up for you guys. I might be switching gears over to the Blazer now. I know we still have a lot to do on this thing, but I've been kind of ignoring the Blazer for a while, so I need to get back on it. I want to get that thing up and going and driving, so we have to get the LS into it. We got wiring and everything ahead of us with that damn thing, so I'm not excited about that. It's probably the reason why I've been procrastinating. But anyhow, guys, don't forget to get entered for the giveaway for the Ruckus. Don't want to miss out on this thing. I'll tell you right now, not a whole lot of people have entered. I'm starting to get the feeling that not a whole lot of people like the Ruckus, if I'm being honest with you. But dude, before I got the Ruckus, because I kind of got it in a package deal with the 4-door EK, the Ruckus Ruckus was kind of one of those things I probably would have never just bought outright with cash. Like I wouldn't have had, you know, like $2,500 sitting in my bank and I'm like, yeah, I want to spend this on a Ruckus. But since owning it, it's definitely a dope little freaking toy or get around town type of deal. Whatever it is you want to use it for, honestly. And remember, you don't have to spend $2,500 or $3 grand on it. If you didn't know, that's what these things are going for, especially being stretched and everything. You can win this thing for as little as $5 freaking dollars, man. Anyhow, peace out, guys, and I'll see you next week.